week on Worldwide Gaming, more punk than mohawks, leather jackets and stars tattooed on your wrist, I review Sunset Overdrive. We look at the top 10 open world games. We meet with the developers of Screen Sheet at PAX Australia. And Jake reviews Bleach Soul Resurrection. No, it's not Resurrection, I checked.
Hello and welcome to Worldwide Gaming. I'm your host Ryan.
I'm Lysander.
I'm Vince.
And today we're looking at what I think is one of Microsoft's most interesting exclusive titles, which is Sunset Overdrive. Does it interest either of you?
I think it looked totally bonkers. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
You like the kind of punk rock, yeah,
Totally,
mohawks and stuff.
dude. Crazy off the hook.
Nice.
What about you, Vince?
All the vibe it gives off is pretty cool, and like the weapons have always intrigued me in that game. All the mix of different things that come up with the pre-made weapons that you get.
Yeah, it's made by Insomniac, which I'm pretty sure did the Ratchet and Clank series on PlayStation. So if you're familiar with them,
Yeah.
I guess you kind of get the same kind of
Yeah, a
thing.
little bit.
Just
Yeah.
I can see that.
All right, right now let's go to the forecast.
The upcoming adventure game Night in the Woods is looking to warm us up. Coming soon to PC and PS4, this melancholy journey is looking pretty cool. We give it a 2. Sequel to 2010's Toy Soldiers, War Chest adds a fresh coat to the game, along with some other updates. Coming to current-gen consoles and PC in 2015, we think this looks pretty good, but we aren't sure if it'll live up to the original, so we give it a 2.
Military force ever assembled. I was destined to take up arms and
Have so much fun blowing bubbles and moonbeams at all our new friends.
Das ist das.
When we met ours,
It's time to go back to Hyrule in the upcoming 3DS remake of Majora's Mask. Coming in 2015, we can't wait to get back into one of the best worlds we grew up in, so we gave it a 3.
So Lysander, I know you're particularly interested in A Night in the Woods.
Yeah, I saw the Kickstarter campaign that they had, and it just looks so pretty. It's so beautiful. The characters look amazing and complicated. I need this game in my life right now.
Why exactly? Like, what about it?
I
So
guess
good?
it has this wholesome aesthetic that every single element of the game lends itself to the other elements in the game. It just looks like an absolute complete experience. So I can't wait.
Fair enough.
All right, well, that's obviously a pretty brilliant endorsement.
Yeah. Get it.
All
Get
right.
it.
Right now we're going to my review of Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive is a return to fun. It's the very antithesis of a typical apocalyptic video game, with a bright and vibrant world, humorous writing, and fast reversal.
get off me!
You play as a cleaner during the start of the awesome apocalypse, who, after a brief run-in with some humans turned into mutants by Fizco's new energy drink Overcharge, narrowly escapes in time to meet a crew and formulate a plan to get out of Sunset City. Throughout your travels in the large open world, you'll meet multiple factions of survivors who are as crazy and cartoonish as you are, who help you on your journey. From the get-go, the game is as chaotic and frenzied as its punk soundtrack, and doesn't let up until after the credits roll, which dampens the effect of some of the more serious elements of the story.
You tell yourself you're gonna have a good time, you'll have a good time. Am I right? But seriously, those motherfucking OD will tear you apart, be careful.
There are three main enemy factions in the game. OD, the humans mutated by drinking Overcharge, Scabs, the rebel survivors, and Fizcobots, sent to eliminate any evidence of their apocalypse-inducing incident. Each faction has multiple types of enemies that you'll need to destroy using an arsenal of weird weaponry, something Insomniac are well known for. The vinyl launching high fidelity is great for mowing down hordes of low-level OD due to its ability to chain hits on nearby foes, whereas some of the larger and stronger enemies need something a little more powerful, like the bowling ball launcher known as the Dude. Switching to the right weapon during each scenario makes destroying your foes that much easier, and there are plenty of opportunities to experiment with each. One of the core pillars of the game is the movement system, which is actually reminiscent of the early Tony Hawk games. You'll grind telephone lines, swing off power poles, and bounce on umbrellas while in firefights or to get to objectives. The game forces you to keep moving as enemies will often surround you if you're on the ground, or set traps if you're too predictable when moving around. Luckily, the movement is so fast and fluid that even though the game reminds you that there's a fast travel system, I barely used it. I found that finding your own path through the world was much more fun.
Oh, can't forget, I can fast travel.
Grinding, bouncing, and killing enemies all contribute to your style meter, which at each level will activate a set of amps that boost your effectiveness, and allowing you to, in some cases, literally rain death upon foes.
What would Batman do? Probably read this note out loud. Meet me in the park for a picnic. I love you.
The game often breaks the fourth wall in cutscenes, dialogue, and even mission design, which is very hit and miss. On one hand, some of the respawn animations and transitions between loading screens are quite funny, and there are many clever monologues your character will go on.
Thank you for not making me start at the bottom.
However, the game can often come off as hypocritical. In one scene, your character makes a quip about the stereotype of hitting a boss 3 times to defeat it, then proceeds to use the very mechanic it's mocking. Another instance is when you meet a new group of distrusting characters, and after explaining that you just need to do them a few favours until they'll suddenly start to like you, make you run errands for them.
Not gonna happen.
Trust me, works every time.
The game's best writing is about the world itself, and luckily the range of characters you meet and the interactions between them make up for any missteps. By finding the photo booth in game, you're transported into a multiplayer mode called Chaos Squad, where you and up to 7 other players can play together. In Chaos Squad, you must complete a series of missions that give you a small boost for the last mission, which is kind of like a nighttime defense, where you must place traps to stop the Horde from stealing all your overcharge. These defense missions also appear throughout the single player campaign, and were probably the least interesting mission type in the game. While the combat is mainly the same, save for the traps that you set up beforehand, the mission areas feel quite small and a lot more restrictive than the rest of the game. Given that the defense missions are quite sparse and sometimes completely optional, it doesn't blemish my enjoyment of the game. Between story missions, side missions that can sometimes feel like they were ripped straight from the main game, and over 850 collectibles, Sunset Overdrive is pure anarchy from start to finish, in the best way possible.
He didn't have an icon dealy thing on his head, so am I supposed to chase him?
Yes, you should follow him.
Okay, scary, helpful voice man.
Hey guys, want some more worldwide gaming in your diet? Go to our Facebook page to keep up with the WG crew. Check us out on YouTube to catch up with any past episodes and blooper reels, and look us up on iTunes under WGcast.